Welcome to Weekly Video Digest Quest. First, a look at the highlights. World Press Freedom Day observed. Earth Day 2013 celebrations conclude. USIC holds advisory board meeting. CCPC organizes Make It in Germany event and second Vice Chancellor's T20 cricket tournament commences. Now the details of these events with your host Sadaf. Media Education Research Center observed World Press Freedom Day. On that occasion, the center organized a seminar in the Media House auditorium. Welcoming the guests, Coordinator Merck, Mr. Farooq Masoodi, said that convergent media was present in human history from immemorial times.
We all know that this convergent media has been present in the human history from times immemorial. Whether they were Greek myths, Egyptian storytellers, Arabic Nabati poets, English pubs, or our own very barbershop friends and barbershops. They all served us well to discuss matters freely that concerned us, to disseminate information, to introduce new revolutionary concepts in science and technology.
Chief Information Commissioner Mr. G.R. Sophie in his address said that freedom of expression has first to be acknowledged and then expressed.
How can one express something if he does not know that thing? Knowing is the genesis of right to information, whether it is in this state or in India or in USA where it is called the sunshine, the regime, the government in sunshine, or anywhere else. The freedom of expression has to be first acknowledged, then that freedom of expression has to be expressed. After forming an opinion can be formed only when someone is knowledgeable and informed.
Former BBC correspondent Mrs. Naeema Mehjood said that media in India can play a positive role in sustainable development.
It has the potential to change the mindset of 40% Indians living below poverty line and makes them believe what it reports regarding national issues. It is capable of reshaping the thinking of the young generation because they have a strong faith that the national media is informing them about their future prospects and the issues facing the country. And then the older generation like me are caught in a trap. My generation cannot make any head and tail of the stories covered in the media. It does not cater to the needs and aspirations of my people. It ignores the plight of more than 10 million people who have a plethora of issues to discuss, but they never become priority for the media.
Editor, Rising Kashmir, Dr. Sujat Bukhari, said that journalists throughout the world are in danger.
When we talk about the freedom of press, it's always a relative term through which prism you see this freedom. For many people, freedom may be an absolute thing, but for many, this freedom may not be existing at all. And for some, this freedom may be somewhere lying in the middle. Journalism throughout the world today is under a threat. It's not only under threat from the repressive states, but it's also under threat from the conflicts from one place to another.
Registrar, University of Kashmir, Professor Zafar Ahmed Rishi, while lauding the center for organizing such seminars, said that it gives students opportunity to rub shoulders with working journalists.
And this is a very rare occasion whereby you have these people, stalwarts who have made a name for themselves in journalism, to come in contact with the students who are aspiring to basically become journalists. This is always good. I wish that there are many such exchanges wherein the people who are already in the field, who have rubbed shoulders, who have faced the difficulties, they share those difficulties with the youngsters and then give them a feel as to what basically the world is outside this classroom or outside this hall. And then that alone would prepare them basically to discharge duties in a very meaningful way.
Vice Chancellor Professor Talat Ahmed stressed on the students to give right information to general public.
Give the right information and try to avoid to give only negative or positive interpretation of that. You give the right information and let people decide what is correct and what is not correct. Okay, and how things should move. I am sure with these type of workshop that today you are having, the students in general and the teachers also of the university and the MERC and EMMRC will take full advantage of people's presence here, discuss with them, and try to be a good journalist.
Assistant Professor Mr. Nasser Mirza proposed vote of thanks while research scholar Mr. Rashid Maqbool conducted the proceedings of the function.
As I told you that I consider myself privileged enough to be here, and I also consider myself privileged to be part of the department whose health is being monitored on day-to-day basis.
2 decades on, the definition of freedom is yet highly contestable. On one extreme end, we have the state, and on the other, the non-state actors, and in between we find these media persons pushing boundaries to tell the stories of the day.
On the occasion, Media Times was also released. The week-long Earth Day 2013 celebrations concluded with valedictory function held in Gandhi Bhavan Auditorium. On the valedictory day, a number of students participated in poster and debate competition.
Tell me one thing, why would anyone want to be remembered for having spent $180 billion on non-renewable resources to do virtually no good 100 years from now, when half that sum, amounting to just $90 billion to be spent on renewable resources, would possibly fix all the major problems today?
Later, speaking to the audience, Head Earth Sciences Professor Shakil Ahmed Ramshu said that such programs are important to highlight and sensitize people about issues of environment.
Look at the snow and glacier, they are depleting. Look at the water bodies and wetlands in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. In and around Srinagar only, we have lost 22 water bodies for the last 50 years, mainly to the urbanization. If you look at the Jhelum Valley only, Jhelum Basin only, we have divided Jhelum Basin into 24 watersheds. Now, 18 of these watersheds are showing statistically significant decline in the stream flows because of the recession of the glacier. The total amount of cryosphere we have in the state is shrinking. We know that the snow pattern, or though the amount of precipitation in the state has not changed a lot, but the form of precipitation has changed. We get less snow and we get more rains in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Dean, Students' Welfare Professor Nilofer Khan in her address said that during the week-long Earth celebrations, the interest of participants was treat to watch.
The posters were so good and the debates were so good that we never wanted to discourage the students. In fact, this time we had a very overwhelming participation of schools for poster competitions and even in debate from colleges as well as from our own departments.
In his keynote address, Emirate SEMA scientist Professor V.K. Gaur said that it's a matter of privilege for humans to be living on planet Earth and man must introspect what he is doing for it.
It is shot by the beautiful colors of its green fields, its deserts, its mountains, its clouds, its blue waters. And although the human beings and all life being too small is not visible, it works in some ways. We are privileged to live on this planet because it's the only one in the entire solar system which is different from others. And it carved out a completely different evolutionary history for itself. There is not another body, for example, in the entire solar system which has even a large-sized lake. So one can imagine how fortunate we are to live on this planet.
Minister for Forests and Environment Mr. Mia Altaf Ahmed said that survival of environment has become a concern for all.
आज सब ये चाहते हैं कि हमारी एनवायरनमेंट बचनी चाहिए और ख़ास तौर पे कश्मीर जैसी रियासत में जहाँ ये कश्मीर बहुत ज़्यादा खूबसूरत है, लेकिन इसकी खूबसूरती को अगर कोई चीज़ दोबाला करती है वो यहाँ के जंगलात हैं, वो यहाँ के दरिया हैं। अगर हम उनको ना बचा सकें, उनके लिए लोगों में अवेयर ना कर सकें, ख़ास तौर पे हमारी जो यूनिवर्सिटी है, कॉलेज हैं, स्कूल्स हैं, तो फिर हम इसको बचा नहीं सकते। यहाँ ग्लेशियर्स की बात भी आई। कुछ चीज़ें जो हैं जैसे ग्लेशियर्स हों वो तो कुदरत के हाथ में हैं, हम जितनी भी कोशिश करें उनको नहीं बचा सकते, उनको बचाने वाली कुदरत है, लेकिन कम से कम जो हमारे हाथ में हो हमें पूरी कोशिश करनी है कि हम उसको बचाएं।
Vice Chancellor Professor Talat Ahmed said that university is in process to study glaciers in all possible angles.
The glacial melting, the dynamics, earthquake, we are also trying to have collaboration with CMAX to have big sensors to predict the climate and the weather condition and also climate change in the long run. So these are all very important issues that the earth science and the other parts of, in fact, what I would like to see is next year, it is not only the earth science and DSW, but all the universities should participate, be it botany, where we have the registrar from, madam is sitting from the environmental sciences, all this, it's not a business of only earth science, but it is a business of all.
University Science Instrumentation Center held annual advisory board meeting to evaluate the progress of Entrepreneurship Development Cell in the university. The meeting was important for the permanent establishment of EDC. The advisory board meeting also discussed various projects taken by USIC. The advisory board comprises of members from corporates, banks, different universities and various business unions and organizations. Director USIC Professor G.M. Bhatt told Advisory Board that Entrepreneurship Development Cell was established 5 years ago with the support of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India to develop innovative technology in the state.
EDCs have been established in almost all the states in different universities, different science departments by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, in order to ascertain the importance and significance of a permanent platform for entrepreneurs, technology-based entrepreneurs, and innovative technology development in the corresponding state. Well, the cell is first established for a few years, at the most 5 years, if it goes on very well with an impact on the society. And after 5 years, the concerned institution or the state government is requested to take over the activities of the cell, as in case of the different departments of the university.
President Federation Chamber of Industries, Kashmir, Engineer Zahoor Ahmed Bhatt said that manpower in craft has declined and there is a need to lift that up.
People are not showing interest because maybe they are not becoming more competitive, or there is no machinery, no technology, no innovation is there. So if that can be made a focus so that we will save this handicraft industry in our state. This is a main thing, and we can put and we can have the surveys and we can go there, EDC can go there in those areas and they will see how they work and what type of the technology can be introduced or incubation can be introduced, so that first thing they will reduce the cost of the production, another thing, and they will be more comfortable.
Registrar Professor Zafar Ahmed Rishi said that EDC is a success story.
I mean, there has been a mention of such also in our university council meetings as well. After all, government also is ready basically to say invest money Only thing is that they should know that it's a very successful program, and this is what the change it has brought. And then if we scale it up, this is basically the extent of the change it can bring about.
Vice Chancellor Professor Talat Ahmed said that if EDC finds any youngster with innovative ideas anywhere in Kashmir, they can always support them.
Entrepreneurship development in other states where there are very successful stories are where the industries have adopted part of the ITIs and part of the other institution where these children are being trained. So you have to try to find with the industries like what Janab is telling now, okay, that you should have some understanding. You don't have to develop everything here. Instead, you train the person, give them the scientific support, let them go to the industry and come out with the much better finished product.
Center for Career Planning and Counseling, in collaboration with German Development Cooperation, organized Make It in Germany event. The event was held in the conference hall of Gandhi Bhavan Auditorium. Speaking on the occasion, Director CCPC Professor Shabir Ahmed Bhatt said that India is open to all those who have necessary talent and requisite skills.
The country is willing to open up and attract talent from all over the world. And if the talent is available in the University of Kashmir, in science and technology, mathematics, statistics, accounting and finance, will be willing to open up their door for all of you. But the bottom line is, these are the initiatives we are taking, but you are the people who have to actually come forward, who have to think, in a different way and see that the opportunities exist not only within the state, opportunities exist at national and at international level. And our efforts are, to train you in such a way so that you will be able to play a very major role, a very critical, crucial role in shaping the future economy.
Advisor, German Development Cooperation, Ms. Sangeeta Chauhan said that Germany was a closed society, but now it has realized that it needs skilled employees in addition to its own nationals.
Till a few years ago, Germany had been a closed society. They were not welcoming people from abroad, but now they have realized that without opening their doors, it will be difficult for them to progress and survive. So on this website, you will see how welcoming Germany is, what initiative they have launched to attract qualified people from the world over, what incentives you would get, and what makes it worthwhile to live and work in Germany.
Vice Chancellor Professor Talat Ahmed said that the aim of this initiative is to attract qualified professionals from various areas of science and technology.
The government is very serious to see that the problem of unemployment, which is higher than other parts of the country in Kashmir, should be taken care of. And this is the right opportunity. You have to leave the traditional way of looking for job only in the valley. If you are ready to go out, the whole world is there for you. I can give you a very small example. Like here, when I came, I was surprised to see that people are ready to do PhD for just 3,000 rupees. Okay, whereas their counterparts are getting 18,000. But they are not willing to go out and explore that. All right. So you have to go. You have to be ready to take a flight. Okay. And then you can always come back. It is not that you are gone and gone.
Vice Chancellor, University of Kashmir, Professor Talat Ahmed inaugurated the second Vice Chancellor's T20 cricket tournament. Directorate of Physical Education and Sports is organizing the tournament. Congratulating the participants, Vice Chancellor Professor Talat said to them that Kashmir has a lot of potential in sports and one needs to cultivate that.
Let us have a very healthy and competitive competition during this tournament. And I wish you all, the important thing is, as I have told earlier, is to participate. It is not important that who wins or who loses. In sports, somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. It is the sportsmanship that one has to learn. And out of all these 108 teams, you will come out with a very strong team from the valley which can go and play, why not in the IPL as a team from Jammu and Kashmir. One can always think about this.
Director, Directorate of Physical Education and Sports, Professor Bashir Ahmed Khan said that the university is keen in promoting the sports activities in and outside the campus.
Doing our level best to see that promotion of sports, development of sports take place on our grounds. And I wish those who will be participating here in this tournament, I wish that let they also earn their names and represent India at an international level. This is my wish. This is my cherished desire.
Around 108 teams are participating in the tournament. This is all for today's program. To watch the latest episode, log on to our website emmrckashmir.com. Mail us your suggestions at quest@emmrckashmir.com. Before I take your leave, here are few words of wisdom. I slowly learned to take the thought one step at a time, to think logically from one point to the next, and put those thoughts into clear and effective sentences.